Hello everyone, good evening. This is Shivani Singh and I'm here live with you guys on Insight SSB's YouTube channel. And if you can see me, if you can hear me, if you can see my screen properly, then you have to respond with the answer to this question in the chat box. You have to tell me what is the significance of each of the color in our tricolor, right? You have to tell me what is the significance of each of the color in our tricolor. Quickly respond in the chat box so that I can be sure that you can hear me properly, that you can see my screen, right? Quickly tell me. Right, you are required to tell me what is the significance of each of the color in our tricolor. Okay, SSB वालों का this is like one of the favorite questions. They might ask you this in interview, so better be prepared right now. Come on, tell me quickly in the chat box. Right. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you for responding. You guys are absolutely correct that in our tricolor, saffron stands for courage, white stands for truth and peace, while green stands for prosperity. Perfect. Thank you so much for responding, guys. Now that you all are here, let's quickly start with today's session. So, in today's live, we will be practicing some reasoning questions. And as far as AFCAT exam is concerned, we know that reasoning se aate hain at least 30 से 32 questions. Reasoning में there are two types of questions, majorly verbal and non-verbal. Verbal we have already practiced in our previous session. ऑल्सो रीजनिंग के क्वेश्चंस में 50% से ज़्यादा क्वेश्चंस आते हैं नॉन वर्बल से, ठीक है. सो वी हैव टू टारगेट दीज क्वेश्चंस परफेक्टली एंड नाउ दीज क्वेश्चंस आर वेरी इजी. दे हैव दिस वेरी बेसिक आइडिया, वेरी बेसिक लॉजिक, और वो यूज़ करके ये इजीली सॉल्व हो जाते हैं, राइट. सो दीज क्वेश्चंस आर वेरी स्कोरिंग. Now, verbal में we had practiced odd one out or basically classification questions, analogy. Series completion भी होता है, but that is like very rare. You hardly get questions in series completion from verbal there, so we didn't like focus on that as of now. We'll do it in later session if time permits. Also, we had done already Venn diagrams in the verbal wala class only, so you can go back there and check that particular video if you are yet to practice more verbal questions, right? And as far as non-verbal is concerned, analogy के question non-verbal में भी आते हैं. There are pattern completion, odd one out or classification, dot situation, and hidden shapes. All right. And what are these types of questions that I am going to provide you with today in this session? So stay tuned. All right. Right. So, before moving forward, I would like quickly want to know if you have done your homework. I had given you three questions, so you have to tell me, ठीक है कि इस question का answer क्या है. You just have to identify the figure from the given options 1, 2, 3, 4 that will fit here in the figure X in place of the question mark right here, and which will basically complete this figure. Right. So you have to tell me that. Admit cards, yes, admit cards have not been released yet. That is not your concern. Your concern is preparation, so focus on that. Admit cards आ जाएंगे, exam dates आ जाएंगी. Right. So you guys are already there. I have got good students who have done their homework and you guys are absolutely correct. It is option 4 here. Okay. ऐसे questions जब आते हैं, all you have to do is like just not in these questions, but whenever non-verbal questions you are attempting, it's all about visualizing whatever there is. ठीक है. उसे focus के साथ देखना है, visualize करना है. इधर उधर आपका ध्यान नहीं भटकना चाहिए. You just have to look at the given question, with full focus. ऐसे क्वेश्चन आएंगे लाइक फोर्थ पार्ट यू कैन सी कि यहाँ पे यू जस्ट हैव टू बेसिकली मेक टू ट्राइंगल्स, राइट. दैट इज व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन अदर पार्ट्स आल्सो, लाइक अदर थ्री पार्ट्स में यू कैन सी. So this particular situation is satisfied by option 4 here. You can see that option 2 kind of also has like these two triangles exactly उसी तरीके से लग रहे हैं ये भी, but you know कि ये equal नहीं है. ये triangle ऐसे ना जाके ऐसे एक corner पे आकर लगना चाहिए था, which is happening here in question number in option number 4. So that is why we'll go with option number 4. Perfect, guys. Moving to another question which I assigned you as homework. Again, pattern completion hai. Here in place of question mark, you have to tell me which which option will fit here. You just have to tell me that. Again, visualize it. Take it, look at it carefully and then quickly tell me which option out of the 4 alternatives will fit here. Okay, some are saying 3, some are saying 2, maximum are saying 4. Ankit is actually coming up with 2 and 4 both. D will be the right one. Yes. So, yes, those who think that option 4 here is correct are basically right. Okay, option 4 is going to fit here well in place of this question mark. Again, you just have to visualize. ऐसे जब complex figures अगर आपको दिखते हैं question में तो what you can do is break it down into smaller parts. एक एक line पर you can focus. For example, अगर I am to solve this question, I'll focus on this thing. ठीक है, मैं यहाँ पे इसको ध्यान से देख रही हूँ यहाँ पे just this particular thing. तो I'll come up with कि हाँ ठीक है यहाँ तो this diamond is going to be made from these lines. Then I know कि यहाँ पर ऐसे star like figure बन रहा है. तो बेसिकली इफ यू सी केयरफुली बाकी तीनों ऑप्शंस में तो ऐसा हो ही नहीं रहा है कि आपके इस कॉर्नर से फिगर बन रहा है. ठीक है, यू आर वेरी श्योर कि यहाँ पे इस कॉर्नर से ही बनने वाला है फिगर फॉर श्योर. और बाकी तीनों ऑप्शन में इस कॉर्नर पर तो है ही नहीं. सो दिस वन इज प्रिटी इजी. यू कैन एक्चुअली eliminate all the other 3 options here and you can directly come with option number 4 here. So it is as simple as that, right? Okay. Right. Moving to question number 3. Again, another question which I assigned you as homework. I had given you 3 problem figures. This is like analogy वाले questions ऐसे ही होते हैं, ठीक है? Non-verbal में, where they give you like these two options have certain relationship between them and you have to identify that relationship and you have to use that relationship between the rest of the 2 options. ठीक है? Right. So some are saying 1, 4, 3, 1. Okay, I'm not getting a common answer yet. Someone is saying 5, 1, 3, 4. Water image, right, Venkatesh? This is actually the relationship between A and B here is water image or basically mirror image. ठीक है, यहाँ पे मान लो यहाँ आपका mirror रखा हुआ है, ठीक है, and ये उसका exactly एक inverted image है. On the horizontal plane you have to invert your image. So do that with option C and if you do that you'll know अगर यहाँ पे mirror रखा होता तो इसकी image कैसी बनती, इसकी image इस तरीके से बनती, right? So that you can see where in option 1. Okay, so that is why we have to go with option number 1 here. Well done, guys. Thank you so much for doing the homework. And now that you all are charged up already, let's get started with this session without any delay, right? Okay. So first we'll see analogy वाले questions. Analogy non-verbal क्या होता है? Like first we had seen कि verbal में analogy में ये होता था that they used to give you like 2 words which shared a certain relationship and you had to identify it and then relate it with other things. ठीक है? Third एक option होगा और उसके साथ आपको same relationship derive करना होता था, right? So that used to happen in analogy of verbal. Now analogy of non-verbal, as we have seen in this previous question of homework which I just solved with you all, this is what happens in analogy. ठीक है, there they'll give you 2 figures. For example, if I give you this figure, ठीक है, figure A is this and then I say figure B is this. ठीक है, I'm not very good with drawing, I guess, just bear with me. Okay, so this is like your figure A and B. Okay, and then I tell you that your figure C is this and I ask you these are like 2 squares. Okay, and I ask you to come up with ठीक है कि D में क्या होगा फिर, what will fit. Now from A and B you can deduce that there are like just 2 concentric circles बना दें जो भी आपका figure था उसमें वैसा ही एक figure अंदर या बाहर जैसे भी you want to imagine आ गया है. तो same thing you have to do with C here also. Okay, so these are like 2 squares, तो आपको बस इन दोनों squares को double कर देना है and that will be your answer. ठीक है, so if questions like these come, all you have to do is that you have to derive the relationship between the first 2 figures, use that to derive a similar relationship in the rest too. Okay, so that is what we are supposed to do in analogy non-verbal, right? Yes, box के अंदर box के बाहर square अंदर बाहर. Yes, that is what I was trying to explain. Perfect. So now that you know कि analogy non-verbal में किस तरीके से we have to proceed, I am now going to give you certain questions. ठीक है, you have to just observe them carefully and you have to come up with the right answer in the chat box. All right, ready? Fine. So जिसमें 5 फिगर्स होते हैं वो कैसे सॉल्व करते हैं, दैट इज सोनाली, दैट इज लाइक सीरीज कंप्लीशन. ठीक है, जो फर्स्ट 4 होंगे उनमें एक रिलेशनशिप आ रहा होगा, एक पैटर्न बन के आ रहा होगा और दैट विल हैव टू कंटिन्यू विद द 5th फिगर. या फिर अगर आपका कुछ और स्पेसिफिक है, जस्ट जस्ट कम अप विद अ स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन, आई वुड बी एबल टू आंसर इट देन. Right. So let's go with the questions now. Okay. So this is your first question right there on your screens. Okay. I've given you problem figure. You just have to see here A और B में क्या relation है and use that C का D के लिए you have to bring that relationship out of these 5 options that I've given you. ठीक है. Doesn't matter 4 options, 5 options, doesn't matter. You just have to come with the one correct answer here. Right. So some have already started solving. Some are saying 1, 2, 5. Some with 2 are very confident. Okay. Right. So here, guys, you guys are absolutely correct. Those who are coming up with option number 2, that is going to be the answer here. Why? Because option A में you see that on the top right, top left hand side, there are like these 2 concentric circles, और यहाँ नीचे के side there is this inverted, this angular figure. ठीक है. So what they did in figure B is, first of all, they changed their position. ठीक है, diagonally उनको position change कर दिया. और जो ये top वाले position पे है, this has to remain double, और जो ये है, this has to like remain single. Basically उनकी position भी change करी है, और अगर वो double है तो single कर दिया, और single है तो double कर दिया, right? So that is what is happening. तो C के लिए D और C में भी you have to do just the same thing. ठीक है, इनको invert कर दो, ऊपर का ये जो arc है उसको नीचे ले आओ, ठीक है, और नीचे का जो स्क्वायर है उसे ऊपर ले आओ, एंड जो सिंगल था उसको डबल करना है, और जो डबल था उसको सिंगल करना है. सो विद दैट हियर इन ऑप्शन 2, दैट इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट वी हैव फाउंड. सो दैट इज व्हाई विल गो विद ऑप्शन 2. Perfect. Well done, guys, well done. So moving to question number 2 now. Okay, again problem figures have been given to you. You just have to derive the relation between A and B and quickly tell me what will be there in figure D. Okay, C के साथ D को relate करना है quickly. Right. Okay, Sonali, I'll try to come up with that also. Okay, your confusion will try to clear. Right, so you guys are already coming up with the answer, and absolutely like almost everyone is going with option number 3 here, and you guys are absolutely correct. I'll have to agree with you. Yes, it is option 3 now. Why? क्योंकि यहाँ पे figure A में you see that there are like these 3 dots which are connected with this figure, like these 3 lines जो यहाँ पे आके meet कर रही है, right? And figure B में what they did is dots को वहीं पर छोड़ देना है, और इनको opposite direction में लाके इनको invert कर देना है, इन 3 lines को. They remain joined but inverted. So let's do that C और D के केस में भी, कि dots को हम वहीं छोड़ देंगे, और जो ये line को join कर रही थी उनको हम opposite कर देंगे, उनको invert कर देंगे. Now that is happening here in option number C, and that is why we are going with option 3. Okay, perfect. Yes. So moving to next question. Okay. Yeah, you all are genius. This is the competition. Yes, absolutely. Cut off बहुत high जाने वाली है. Moving to question number 3. ठीक है. Again problem figures. Just tell me quickly D में कौन सा figure fit होगा out of the 5 options that I've given you. Right. Quickly tell me. Observe these 2 figures carefully. कभी भी अगर लगता है कि फिगर कॉम्प्लेक्स है, उसमें बहुत सारे डिजाइन्स हैं, बहुत सारे एलिमेंट्स हैं, तो डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज्ड आफ्टर सीइंग टू मेनी एलिमेंट्स. जस्ट ब्रेक द फिगर इनटू स्मॉलर पार्ट्स. ठीक है, एक एक पार्ट पे अगर आप फोकस करोगे तो यू इजीली गेट द आंसर. राइट. सो यस, सो मैक्सिमम ऑफ यू आर एक्चुअली कमिंग अप विद ऑप्शन नंबर यस 2 को लेके पीपल आर लाइक वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट, क्योंकि वो सिर्फ एक बार 2 नहीं लिख रहे हैं, वो बहुत बार 2 लिख रहे हैं. सो आई जस्ट हैव टू गो विद यू गाइस, आई गेस. Yes, the correct answer here would be actually option number 2. ठीक है, और यहाँ पे आप एलिमिनेशन मेथड बहुत आराम से यूज कर सकते हो. लाइक वंस यू हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन दीज 2. सो रिलेशनशिप यहाँ पे ये है कि जो ये टॉप लेफ्ट हैंड साइड कॉर्नर पे ये जो चीज है, ये ऐसी की ऐसी यहाँ पे आने वाली है फिगर बी में. ठीक है, नथिंग विल चेंज. ऐसी की ऐसी जस्ट ब्रिंग दैट डाउन. ठीक है. ऑप्शन सी, फिगर सी में इफ यू सी कि यहाँ पे जो ये चीज है, ये आपको एज इट इज इस कॉर्नर में लेके आनी है. ठीक है, एंड दैट इज हैपनिंग ओनली इन ऑप्शन 2. बाकी किसी ऑप्शन में हो ही नहीं रहा है. ठीक है, तो यू नीड नॉट लाइक लुक एट अदर थिंग, जो दूसरा एलिमेंट है इस फिगर का, उसको देखने की जरूरत ही नहीं है, क्योंकि यहाँ सिर्फ ऑप्शन 2 ही ऐसा है जिसमें ये चीज, ये कंडीशन जो है वो सेटिस्फाई हो रही है. ठीक है, जस्ट इन केस अगर ये नहीं हो रहा होता है, ऐसे मल्टीपल ऑप्शंस होते हैं आपके पास, तो आप सेकेंड एलिमेंट को यहाँ देख लीजिए कि क्या हो रहा है कि दिस थिंग हैज़ टू गो यहाँ से इस कॉर्नर से ऊपर की तरफ ये जा रही है, और जो प्लस है अंदर के साइड दैट विल कम आउटसाइड, और बाहर का डैश विल गो इनसाइड। तो ये वाली चीज जो है इसको भी आपको ऊपर की साइड ले जाना है, तो जो अंदर का बाहर का डैश है दैट हैज टू गो इनसाइड, और अंदर का स्क्वायर हैज टू कम आउटसाइड। नाउ दिस थिंग इज एग्जैक्टली हैपनिंग इन द ऑप्शन 2 हियर, एंड दैट इज व्हाई वी हैव टू गो विद ऑप्शन 2. Perfect. Yes, right. 96 marks fix है. That is very optimistic. Right. So moving to question number 4 here. Very easy question. ठीक है. Just quickly tell me the answer. I need not like even explain this to you because it is very easy. ठीक है. English में score करना is very easy, Vikram. Don't worry. Like even I am coming up with sessions. There are like certain topics that we are targeting here. So keep practicing. You will score easily. Yes. So yes, it is one. I just cannot disagree with you all here. इट इज़ वेरी सिंपल. ए में जो फिगर था आपका सर्कल था, और बी में उसमें जस्ट 4 डायमीटर्स उसके ड्रॉ कर दिए, लाइक बेसिकली उसको 8 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड कर दिया, इक्वल पार्ट्स में. सो दैट यू आर सपोज टू डू विद अ सी ऑल्सो, विच इज हैपनिंग हियर इन ऑप्शन नंबर 1. सो दैट इज वाई वी आर गोइंग विद ऑप्शन नंबर 1. सो इट इज़ एज ईजी. मतलब एनालॉजी में आई डोंट थिंक सो दैट यू आर गोइंग टू लूज मार्क्स एट ऑल. ये वाले मार्क्स तो बिल्कुल आपके हाथ में होने चाहिए. नाउ दिस इज क्वेश्चन नंबर 5. Again, a very easy question. Just find out the relationship quickly and tell me what would fit there in part D. Vocabs, idiom phrases, yes and true बहुत सारे हैं, but there are like certain types. ठीक है. SSC, railways वगैरह में जो repeat हुए हैं, just focus on those kinds. कहीं से भी online PDFs, book, whatever, even we are practicing here, just make sure that you're learning at least 5 idioms and phrases and 10 antonym synonym new words each day. So that would suffice. Okay. Right. So for this, you guys are suggesting, maximum of you are suggesting that it is option 5. And yes, you guys are correct. It is option 5. How so? In here in problem figures, A or B में क्या relationship है? That the outside figure has to come inside and it has to get shaded, and the inside figure has to go outside and it will remain as it is, not inverting, not getting shaded, nothing. It has to remain as it is, just it will come outside. So with C and D, you're supposed to do the same thing. Outside figure has to come inside. Here the outside figure is a square again, so that will come here under and it has to remain shaded, or under tha inverted triangle, so that will go as it is outside. So that is why we are going with option number 5 here. Okay, perfect. So with this we have like successfully solved 5 different types of analogy questions. Now you can actually opt for AFCAT 2K test series that we are providing you at Insight SSB. Okay, we are giving you 10 test series just at 399 rupees, and with that you can get like enough practicing. क्योंकि reasoning में भी I know that reason आप कर लोगे, ठीक है, आपका आ जाएगा answer if you like give it a lot of time. But exam में there are going to be time constraints. So if you want to know that if you are able to manage the time properly or not, you can opt for test series like that. ये टेस्ट सीरीज नहीं तो कोई भी, बट डू गिव मॉक टेस्ट. कहीं से भी you can give, but do give mock test. That will help you. All right. So moving to another type of the questions that come in AFCAT non-verbal reasoning, that are pattern completion. All right. Pattern completion में क्या होगा, that they'll just give you this figure. For example, I am giving a very easy figure here. Okay, let's divide this particular square in 4 parts. So they'll say कि अगर 3 पार्ट में ये है, ठीक है, this is the figure, a circle है, तो you just have to tell me कि 4th part में क्या आएगा. तो obviously you know that it is just a circle inside, तो 4th part कुछ ऐसा दिखेगा उसका. ठीक है, तो whichever option has this thing, you have to go with it. So that is pattern completion. जो हमने homework question किए थे 1 and 2, that was basically pattern completion only. All right, so we'll go with questions of that. Can I apply for AFCAT GK course now? We are actually providing you with AFCAT crash course even now, so you can take that. ठीक है, ज़्यादा होता है how to come up with this part. I understand verbal analogy में problem इसलिए होता है क्योंकि they kind of test your GK and vocabulary there, so that has to be strong, otherwise वहाँ problem होता ही है. So practice maximum questions जिस भी source से you can. ठीक है. Right. So perfect. Right. Thank you. So now that we know what pattern completion questions are, so here are your questions for today. Now I have given you this figure X, and I've given you four options. You just have to tell me which particular option will complete this figure. All right. Quickly tell me. You just have to visualize here. ठीक है? बाकी तीन parts को अच्छे से देखो. There is this. Right. So you guys are coming up with the answer, and since you all are so confident about option 4, I'll just have to agree with you. Yes, it is option 4. How come? You see that इस पूरे ही figure में इसको आप ऐसे चार parts में यहाँ पे divide कर लो, ठीक है? And you see कि यहाँ पे इस तरीके का एक thunder type का एक वो बन रहा है, लाइंस बन रही है, राइट? एंड दैट इज हियर इन फिगर 4. यहाँ पे भी आपकी इस तरीके से लाइंस बननी चाहिए, ठीक है? एंड दैट इज व्हाट देयर इज इन फिगर इन ऑप्शन 4. दैट इज व्हाई वी हैव टू गो विद ऑप्शन नंबर 4, राइट? परफेक्ट. मूविंग टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 2. यस, हैरी पॉटर. परफेक्ट. क्वेश्चन नंबर 2. ठीक है, अगेन आई हैव गिवन यू द फिगर. क्वेश्चन मार्क की जगह आउट ऑफ द 4 ऑल्टरनेटिव्स यू हैव टू फिट अ फिगर हियर. In SSC, yes, they do give terrible questions in SSC, Jagriti, but this is AFCAT. It is very easy to score in AFCAT. That is what I've been telling you guys from so long. Okay? Right. For this particular question, quickly tell me question number 2 mein which figure will fit, which option will fit. Okay, some are saying 1, 3, but maximum are saying it is 4. And you guys are absolutely correct. It has to be option number 4 here. ठीक है? यहाँ पे again, divide this whole thing into smaller parts and then you'll be able to draw it आराम से. ठीक है? इस तरीके से ये बन रहा है. एग्जाम में भी यू कैन डू दैट. यू गेट लाइक प्लेंटी ऑफ रफ शीट्स, एक्स्ट्रा रफ शीट्स है, क्या करोगे उनका बजा के? तो वहाँ पे इफ यू आर गेटिंग कंफ्यूज बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स डायग्राम है तो ट्राई टू ड्रॉ. देयर इज नथिंग बैड इन दैट. You can always draw if you are not able to visualize that thing in your mind, right? So this thing is there in option number 4. Now you see here that option number 2 और 4 काफी close हैं. The only difference is कि ये जो line यहाँ पे आ रही है ये corner को touch कर रही है और ये यहाँ पे corner को touch नहीं कर रही है, edge को touch कर रही है, right? So इस तरीके के जब options आते हैं तो you have to be very careful. ठीक है, जल्दी जल्दी में some might go with option number 2 here, but just be careful that यहाँ पे you are saying that it is touching the edge and not exactly the corner here. So that is why just go with option 4. ठीक है, right. Moving to question number 3, another figure. Quickly tell me which of the out of the 4 alternatives would fit at the question mark place in the figure X. AFCAT exam की tentative dates are 28, 29, 30 August. हाँ, जल्दी नहीं करनी है. Quickly see. I mean, yeah, carefully see it. आई नो जीके बहुत सारे है, बट जीके में भी स्पेसिफिक टॉपिक्स हैं, ठीक है? जीके में भी आपको सब कुछ नहीं पढ़ना होता है. एक सेट पैटर्न है जो इनसाइट एसएसबी के यूट्यूब चैनल पे हम हर साइकिल में विशाली मैम कम्स अप विद दीज टॉपिक्स, जीके के स्पेसिफिक टॉपिक्स. सो यू कैन जस्ट गो थ्रू देम एंड डायरेक्ट योर प्रिपरेशन इन दैट डायरेक्शन. Right, so some are saying 4, some are saying 2. Quickly tell me which one will be correct here. Okay, so maximum are coming. Someone is like saying 2 and 4 both, right? So actually it is option 4 here, and I understand why would you be confused between 2 and 4, क्योंकि ये दोनों बिल्कुल similar हैं. The only difference here is कि D में I mean option number 2 में जो ये वाला side है that is very broad, while option number 4 में ये मतलब थोड़ा सा narrow है. एंड एक्चुअली अगर आप अपने फिगर में देखो तो ये चीज़ नैरो ही होनी चाहिए, ब्रॉड नहीं होनी चाहिए. दैट इज वाई वी आर गोइंग विद ऑप्शन नंबर 4. रेस्ट ऑल ऑफ द थिंग्स आर सिमिलर हियर. नाउ अगेन अगर आप इसको कंप्लीट करने बैठोगे तो यू सी दैट इट स्टार्ट्स विद दिस स्मॉल आर्क हियर, एंड इन ऑप्शन नंबर 1 ये वाला जो आर्क है ये इंटरसेक्ट हो रहा है विद द लाइन. सो यू कैन कैंसिल आउट ऑप्शन नंबर 1 एकदम से, एंड देन रेस्ट ऑफ द थिंग्स यू कैन ड्रॉ आराम से बैठ के, एंड यू विल सी कि ठीक है इस तरीके से ये फिगर बन जाएगा. सो विच इज देयर इन ऑप्शन नंबर 4. दैट इज व्हाई वी हैव टू गो विद 4, राइट? यू गाइस आर लाइक वेरी एक्साइटेड. फाइन, दैट इज गुड एक्चुअली. Question number 4 here. Another figure, figure X. Just quickly tell me which out of the 4 alternatives would fit here. Blood relation, no Ruby. Blood relation से questions AFCAT में नहीं आते हैं, ठीक है? Admit card will come out. That is not your concern. That is like AFCAT people ka tension. So don't worry about that. Focus on your preparation as of now. Okay, some are saying 4, some are saying 2. And 4 ke liye people are just way too excited, so I'll just have to give it to that. Yes, it is option number 4 here. Why? Now here आपने जब इसको 4 parts में divide किया है 1 2 3 and 4. Now you see in part 1 there are these 3 curved triangles. Part 2 there are 4 curved these 4 dimension figure basically which has curves in it. पार्ट 3 में जो ट्राइंगल्स हैं 3 ही ट्राइंगल है बट अब वो कर्व्ड नहीं है, वो स्ट्रेट हो गए हैं. तो आप 1 और 3 के बीच 1 और 3 के बीच में बेसिकली एक रिलेशन डिराइव कर सकते हैं यहाँ पे कि 3 ट्राइंगल्स थे, नीचे भी 3 ट्राइंगल्स है, पहले वो बस कर्व्ड थे, उसके एजेस नाउ स्ट्रेट. सो सेम थिंग you are required to do with 2 and 4. 2 में there are 4 figures which have curved edges. So in option 4 here you see that there are going to be 4 figures which has straight edges. So that is why, yes, diamond figure. So that is why we have to go with option number 4 here. All right, moving to question number 5. So this is your figure, very easy figure. Just quickly tell me which alternative would fit in place of the question mark in figure X. Yes, SSB will focus SSB also in our upcoming videos. Do not worry about that. But now you have your written exam coming up. So, just focus on that. Okay, some are suggesting 1, some are suggesting 2. All right. So I'll just have to, give this to those who are saying 2 because this is the correct answer here. Why? Just quickly draw it. ठीक है, आपने बस extend करना है what is happening in other figure. You just have to extend that. और यहाँ पे basically जो ये अंदर वाले lines है, they are going parallel. ठीक है. So that is why you cannot go with option number 1 क्योंकि वो इस तरीके से लाइन है बट हमें ऐसे लाइंस के साथ जाना है. So 1 और 4 तो आप आसानी से कैंसिल आउट कर सकते हो 4 में क्योंकि ये इंटरसेक्ट कर रहे हैं which is not happening कहीं पे भी, और 1 में it is going in opposite direction. We rather want a parallel line, parallel edge inside. 2 और 3 में थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन हो सकता था बट द ओनली डिफरेंस इज हियर. ठीक है, यहाँ पे ये फोटो फ्रेम लाइक स्ट्रक्चर है बट रादर these has to be like these intersecting lines at the margins. So that is why we are going with option number 2 here. Perfect. So now that we have solved 5 questions of pattern completion as well, next in line is odd one out or classification in non-verbal section. Now we did odd one out in verbal section also, जहाँ पे आपको 4 options दिए जाते थे and 3 options would be similar in some way and a 4th alternative would be totally different and you just have to go with that. So here in non-verbal also you'll be given 4 figures. For example, I give you figures like this. ठीक है, एक square दे दिया, एक रेक्टेंगल दे दिया, एक रोम्बस दे दिया एंड फोर्थ आई गिव यू अ ट्राइंगल. ठीक है, so you know that these 3 figures are made up of 4 sides while this particular one has 3 sides. So this is here the odd one out. ठीक है, in simple terms this is what it is. Now questions के terms में let's see AFCAT वाले आपको किस तरीके से questions बना के देने वाले हैं. So here I have given you 5 figures and you have to tell me which one is odd one out here. ठीक है, just look at all the figures carefully. जो कहीं पे भी कुछ भी डिफरेंस हो सकता है, मे बी नंबर ऑफ साइड्स, डॉट्स, ठीक है, ऑड, इवन, इट कैन बी एनीथिंग. यू जस्ट हैव टू वर्क इट आउट. Right, so people are saying it's 1. Someone is saying 2, but we have to go with 1 here. Those who are saying 1, they are absolutely correct. It is option number 1. Why so? Now you see that यहाँ पे dots उतने ही है फिगर में जितने नीचे इसके closed figure में sides हैं. So that is happening in every case. If this has if this has a triangle, so there are 3 dots, square 4 dots, there is a hexagon 6 dots, और यहाँ पे एक parallelogram है तो 4 dots. ठीक है, so the number of sides of the closed figure and the number of dots remain the same in all of them, so we can rule that reason out. Another thing is that जहाँ पे ये dots आके connect हो रहे हैं, they are basically getting connected on the edge of the figure. On rest of the options, on the edge of the figure the dots are getting connected, while in the option 1 it is getting connected at this corner, right? So that is why this particular figure here is odd when out, as the dots are getting connected at the corner and not at the edge, which is happening in the rest 4 cases. All right, so that is why we have to go with option number 1. Ritik is saying in the rest points are on the sides. No, that is not exactly a reason here. ठीक है Ritik, I told you कि reasoning में ऐसा हो सकता है कई बार that you have like multiple reasons coming up for the same type of question. That is why reasoning में marks भी ज़्यादा चले जाते हैं, because in the exam we are confident कि मेरा reason सही होगा. But do not make it too complex. ठीक है, it is something very visible, something which is very obvious. उसी basis पे examiner ने वो question set किया होता है. ठीक है, तो बहुत ज़्यादा उसमें दिमाग लगाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. Just come up with the obvious logic that is going to go there. All right, question number 2 here. I'm giving you 5 figures, you just have to tell me which is the odd one out here. Quickly tell me. Tell me which is the correct answer here. 4, someone is very confident about 3, but maximum are saying 4. All right, so those who are saying 4, you guys are absolutely correct here. It is actually option number 4. Why so? Now in all of these figures you see that these have these shaded areas. ठीक है, ये shaded areas हैं either smaller side पे या फिर बड़े side पे, that doesn't matter. ठीक है, एक bulb like figure है ये. ठीक है, और इसमें एक shaded side है. Now you see that there are arrows here. ये छोटे छोटे arrows हैं, और ये जो arrows हैं they are like going away from जहाँ पे भी shade, अगर shade यहाँ है तो they are going away from that. Shade यहाँ है, going away from that. But in option number 4 you see कि shaded area यहाँ पे है and the arrow is going towards that. So that is why we have to consider that it is basically 4. Now अगर आप देखोगे कि there in 5 and 3 ये वाले जो छोटे arrows that you see in 1, 2 and 4 they are missing. तो दैट डजेंट मैटर, क्योंकि एटलीस्ट 2 ऐसे फिगर्स हैं जिसमें कॉमन लॉजिक जा रहा है. सो प्लीज डोंट कंसिडर ऑल ऑफ दैट. हमें सिर्फ वो एक चीज फाइंड करनी है विच इज गोइंग ऑफ, विच इज देयर इन ऑप्शन 4. ठीक है, एरो गोइंग इन द सेम डायरेक्शन ऑफ द शेडेड एरिया. सो दैट इज व्हाई वी हैव टू गो विद ऑप्शन नंबर 4. ठीक है, नो वी आर नॉट सीइंग द रोटेशन हियर. ठीक है, ऑड वन आउट देखना है. अगर आप सीरीज कर रहे होते तो आप रोटेशन देखते कि 90 डिग्री रोटेट हुआ है, 120 135 डिग्री रोटेट हुआ है, तो जो अपकमिंग फिगर है उसमें भी आप रोटेशन के साथ देखते. सो हियर वी आर नॉट सीइंग द रोटेशन. ऑल राइट, राइट. Coming to question number 3. ठीक है, again there are 5 figures. Just observe them carefully. There is something off with one of the figures, one of the alternatives. Identify that and quickly let me know in the chat box. Okay, Snigdha is saying 4, Ankit saying 4, and rest of you are coming with 4. Hindi वालों को reply. Rohan, sorry, what is your question? I might have missed it. There is no bias from my side. ठीक है, Hindi, English, whatever your question is, whatever your query is, just come up with it in the chat section. ठीक है, I'll answer it. Yes, so maximum of you are very confident with 4, and yes, you guys are right. Why? Because this is the only figure which has a rectangle in it. ठीक है, बाकी किसी भी figure में rectangle नहीं है. As simple as that. So that is why we have to go with option number 4 here. Right? Perfect. Right. Moving to question number 4. Again, just tell me, pick the odd one out here. Okay, what is the logic? Okay, you guys are confused. Why not 2? राइट इन्वर्टेड है ठीक है दैट इज ऑल्सो अ रीजन देयर कि चलो इन्वर्टेड है बट व्हाट सीम्स द मोस्ट ऑफ वन हियर इज दैट रेस्ट 4 हैज ऑल द एलिमेंट्स सिमिलर while 4 has this very different element right here so that is like more obvious thing here all right that is why we are going with 4 now here okay for this one I assume that you guys are coming up with option 3 option 4. Right. So maximum of you are saying 4 and that to like a lot many of times. How to improve our English conversation so that it helps us in SSB. Now, English conversation is all about how much you speak इंग्लिश ठीक है हम कई बार दिमाग में जो इंग्लिश बोल रहे होते हैं जब हम असली में बोलने लगते हैं तो इट डजंट कम आउट इन द सेम वे तो इट इज़ अबाउट प्रैक्टिसिंग इंग्लिश ठीक है जितना प्रैक्टिस करोगे वॉच इंग्लिश शोज देखो इंग्लिश वीडियोज देखो इंग्लिश रिलेटेड जितनी आप रीडिंग हैबिट डालोगे जितना विजुअलाइजिंग हैबिट डालोगे प्रैक्टिस दैट विद योर फ्रेंड्स विद योर फैमिली इन फ्रंट ऑफ द मिरर ठीक है सो दैट इज द ओनली थिंग दैट विल हेल्प यू देयर नथिंग एल्स. Right. So here that option 4 is correct in this case. Why so? Because in rest of the figures are made up of actually just 3 lines. ठीक है सिर्फ 3 lines से बने हुए rest figures चाहे closed है open है free है whatever. But in option 4 there it is this particular figure is made up of actually 4 lines. So that is why we are going with option 4. Right. 4 it has 4 sides. That is why we are going with option 4. Perfect. You guys are seriously on fire today. So thank you so much for being so interactive. I really appreciate that. Coming to question number 5 again, quickly tell me which one is, the odd one out here. No, Hardi, first figure had like 3 lines only. It's just 2 lines are intersecting. That is all. Right. So this is the question. And you guys are saying 2, right? So you guys are saying 2 and how can I not agree with you people? You guys are right, it is 2. Why so? Now you see in all of the rest options there is this outside figure which has another inside figure. Outside figure में जितने भी sides हैं उससे एक side ज़्यादा आ रहा है उसके inside figure में. For example, first में outside figure is a pentagon और अंदर वाला figure is a hexagon, one side extra है ना. Same is happening in 3, 4 and 5. But when it comes to option number 2, the outside figure has 4 sides while the inside figure has 3 sides. So that is off here, that is odd one out here. So that is why we are going with option number 2. Perfect. Well done, guys. So now that we have solved five more questions of a different kind of non-verbal reasoning, let's quickly move to other type of questions. But before that, I have to mention that at Insight SSB, we have come up with a AFCAT 221 crash course where you can get all the important questions, all the important topics covered just just in the right amount of time. क्योंकि अभी time कम है, you just have to read specific topics, specific types of questions you need to practice, and that we are ensuring in this particular crash course. So you can opt for that. All right. So moving to another type of non-verbal reasoning questions, which are dot situation questions. ठीक है now dot situation questions AFCAT के favorite हैं ठीक है around 7 to 8 dot situation questions you can expect और ये बहुत easy भी होते हैं. The only key here is to the focus. जितने focus के साथ you visualize the given figure, that easily you'll come up with the final answer there. Now, dot situation होते कैसे हैं? For example, in a problem question, they'll give you, a certain figure. For example, ये दे दिया, and they'll place a dot somewhere. Now you have to, understand कि अगर ऐसा figure दिया है, तो this dot is basically coming in an area where a square and circle are intersecting. ठीक है? Now they'll give you, 4 options. For example, इस तरीके से दे दिया कोई option, ठीक है? या फिर, इस तरीके से दे दिया या इस तरीके से just touch कर रहे हैं, intersect नहीं कर रहे हैं, इस तरीके से दे दिया. And there is this option which has, this thing going on. So you can say you just have to find out कि मैं इन चारों options में से dot कहाँ place करूँ that it will satisfy the given situation. Now the given situation is that you have to place a dot कि वो square और circle दोनों में पड़े. अब out of all these four options, only option 4 is would be possible, where you can place the dot at this particular spot, so that it falls under the circle and within the circle and within the square itself. So that is the whole logic that is going around in these type of questions. Now it is not necessary that they give you just one dot, they can give you two dots, three dots, and you just have to carefully place the dot where it is exactly coming within which figures, and that you have to decide out of the four alternatives कि इनमें से कौन सा figure है जो ये सारी situation satisfy करेगा. ठीक है, so yes, I'll give you the question now. Now that you understand, this is your first question. ठीक है, आपको ये फिगर दिया है x में एंड यू सी दैट देयर आर टू डॉट्स. ठीक है, एंड जब दो डॉट्स हैं तो आई सजेस्ट कि आप एक एक डॉट के साथ प्रोसीड करो. जैसे आप पहले इस डॉट को कंसिडर कर लो यहाँ पे बस. ठीक है, एंड अंडरस्टैंड दैट दिस पर्टिकुलर डॉट इज फॉलिंग within the circle and the square only. It is not falling within the triangle. So out of four options, just see कि कौन सा ऐसा फिगर है जिसमें सर्कल और स्क्वायर इंटरसेक्ट कर रहा है बस, और उस स्पेस में ट्राइंगल इंटरसेक्ट नहीं कर रहा है. फॉर द सेकेंड डॉट इट इज फॉलोइंग विद इन द सर्कल, square as well as the triangle. So you have to find the figure, the same figure जहाँ पे ये वाली situation भी satisfy हो जाए. So you guys are already coming up with the answer here, right? So you guys are suggesting that it is, it is figure 4, which will have both the dot situations satisfied. And I agree with you. Yes, it is option 4 here. Now, if you see, this particular option has, a square and a square or circle ka situation here. Like you can place the dot here, तो ये वाला dot satisfy हो जाएगा, right? और जो दूसरा dot है जिसमें triangle, square और circle तीनों आना चाहिए, that can happen here. ठीक है, तो ये वाला dot भी satisfy हो जाएगा. So that is why we are going with option 4. Perfect. Well done guys. Okay. Now coming to question number 2. Again I've given you figure. Now instead of 2 dots, here are 3 dots. ठीक है, और आपको break down this figure. कभी भी ऐसे इतने सारे shapes देख के don't get confused, don't get scared. Just break this down. ऐसे dots ढूंढो जो minimum figures में पढ़ रहे हैं. For example, ये वाला जो dot है यहाँ पे, this is falling within the circle and within the square only. ठीक है, इसके अलावा यहाँ पे एक rectangle है, एक triangle है, and they are intersecting in some ways. But at least अगर आप चारों option में से this way you can eliminate your options actually. If you find any option जहाँ पे सिर्फ circle और सिर्फ square intersect ही नहीं कर रहा है, या तो वो intersect ही नहीं कर रहा है, या उसमें एक triangle और rectangle भी ज़बरदस्ती आ रहा है, तो you can eliminate that particular option with respect to this figure, right? So right, so you're coming with option number 4. ठीक है, so you're coming with option number 4 and you guys are absolutely correct that the correct answer here is option number 4. So let's break this down. When I said that this particular dot which is falling just circle में and square में, अगर आप बाकी के options देखो, जैसे कि option number 2 देख लो for say, ऑप्शन नंबर 2 में ऐसा सिचुएशन है ही नहीं जहाँ पे सिर्फ सर्कल को और सिर्फ स्क्वायर को मिलने का मौका मिल रहा है, बाकी के लोग जबरदस्ती घुसे ही हुए हैं. सो वी कैन एलिमिनेट दिस ऑप्शन. ठीक है, सेम इज हैपनिंग इन ऑप्शन नंबर 3 ऑल्सो. ठीक है, कि सिर्फ सर्कल और स्क्वायर नहीं, एक्चुअली नहीं, 3 में मिल रहे हैं, सर्कल और स्क्वायर मिल रहे हैं, यहाँ पे मिल सकते हैं. ठीक है, यहाँ पे भी मिल सकते हैं, तो ठीक है. और बाकी के डॉट्स को देखते हैं हम यहाँ पे, जैसे कि आप इस वाले डॉट को देखो, नीचे वाले को, ये वाला. ठीक है, so this particular one has just a triangle and a rectangle. तो ऐसा ऑप्शन बचे हुए 3 ऑप्शंस में से जिसमें सिर्फ ट्राइंगल और रेक्टेंगल इंटरसेक्ट करें, तो अगेन दैट थिंग इज हैपनिंग हियर. ठीक है, ऑप्शन 1 में हो रही है, यहाँ पे बहुत छोटा सा स्पेस है बट हो रही है. ऑप्शन नंबर 3 में ट्राइंगल और रेक्टेंगल ऐसा हो ही नहीं रहा है, दे आर नॉट इंटरसेक्टिंग एट ऑल, सो यू कैन कैंसिल आउट दिस पर्टिकुलर ऑप्शन ऑल्सो. सो व्हेन इट कम्स टू थर्ड डॉट, ठीक है, थर्ड डॉट में ऐसा होगा कि बाकी तीनों फिगर्स में होना चाहिए, बस सर्कल में नहीं होना चाहिए, एंड दैट थिंग इज हैपनिंग ओनली इन द ऑप्शन नंबर 4. ठीक है, ऑप्शन नंबर 1 में ऐसा हो ही नहीं पा रहा है, सो दैट इज वाई वी आर गोइंग विद ऑप्शन नंबर 4. एज सिंपल एज दैट. ठीक है, राइट. Okay, so moving to another question number 3. Okay, I've given you the figure, 3 dots. Identify which particular figure will have will satisfy these conditions. Quickly tell me the answer. बाकी की बातें बाद में. Solve the question first. ठीक है. Question number 3. Come on, come up with the answer here. Khushi is saying that it's happening triangle and rectangle in option number 2. Triangle and rectangle. Yes, you are right. It's happening in option number 2. But triangle rectangle wala situation I cancelled out in 3. 2 में I cancelled out on basis of that circle और square को सिर्फ अकेले time में मिल रहा है. बाकी के लोग वहाँ पे जबरदस्ती आ रखे हैं, which doesn't satisfy this first dot wala situation. That is why I cancelled out 2. Okay, Khushi? So this is your question, and you guys are very confident about 1. Okay, and you guys are absolutely correct. These 3 dots are fitting well. These are like satisfying this situation. For example, you see this dot here, which is falling just within this circle and the square. ठीक है. और अगर आप देखोगे कि सिर्फ सर्कल और स्क्वायर वाला ऑप्शन कहाँ पे पॉसिबल नहीं है, सिर्फ सर्कल और स्क्वायर वाला ऑप्शन 3 में नहीं पॉसिबल हो पा रहा है, 4 में सिर्फ सर्कल और स्क्वायर हो रहा है, तो वी कैन लाइक कैंसिल आउट. एक डॉट के साथ एक ऑप्शन इज गेटिंग कैंसल्ड आउट. यहाँ पे दिस पर्टिकुलर डॉट हैज अ रेक्टेंगल एंड अ स्क्वायर गोइंग ऑन विद इट. सो एक रेक्टेंगल और स्क्वायर 2 में इंटरसेक्ट ही नहीं कर रहा है, तो लेट्स कैंसिल दिस वन आउट. एंड दिस पर्टिकुलर वन सर्कल को छोड़ के बाकी तीनों इंटरसेक्ट कर रहे हैं, विच इज हैपनिंग इन ऑप्शन नंबर 1. ठीक है. सो एज सिंपल एज दैट. दैट इज वाई वी आर कमिंग अप विद ऑप्शन नंबर 1. ठीक है. Perfect. I'm sorry, Sujit. I kind of actually have to solve these because maybe some of you are getting the answers, but there might be like other viewers also, who are trying to make the answers out. So for them, I have to clarify. Right. So this is your 4th question. Again, 3 dots are there, and quickly tell me which figure will satisfy the situation. Right. Quickly tell me the answer. Focus, guys. Focus. Carefully see the diagram. Okay, Vishal is saying 2 and Venkatesh is confident about 1. Chirag is saying 4. So I'm getting 3 different options. Swati is saying 2, 2. Now, okay, maximum of you are actually coming up with 2 now. Okay, someone is saying C. Someone is okay. Maximum are actually going with 2 and kind of yes, you guys are correct. जो भी कह रहे हैं 2. ये वाला figure काफी complex है. There are like a lot of shapes which are going together. So I understand that this might have taken more time as compared to other ones. But again, the trick is just break down your figures, break down the elements into simpler terms, go one by one, and you can actually come up with the right answer. For example, here this particular dot is coming within the circle. It is coming within a triangle. Okay, or option 2 may you're getting that situation. This has a triangle, a circle, a square. Okay, again यहाँ पे है, and this one is within a rectangle, a square, and a circle, not the triangle. So for that reason, we are going with option number 2. Perfect. Right. Moving to question number 5. This one is, a little bit easier as compared to the previous one. So I expect that you'll come up with the answer rather quickly. 3 dots, very easy. Just tell me what would be the answer here. Swati, we did practice odd one out actually. Abhi इसी video में we have done 5 questions. Similar questions you can find out online also, and if time permits, so later I'll be coming up with more sessions जहाँ पे we'll be solving more questions like these. All right. Right, so maximum are actually going with 4, some are saying 2, but the correct answer here is actually option number 4. All right, these 3 dots, this one is falling within the circle and the square, this one is falling within the circle, square, and triangle, and this one is falling within the circle and the triangle. तो 3 shapes हैं और तीनों के conditions यहाँ पे जो पूरे हो रहे हैं, that is happening in option number 4. That is why we have to go with option number 4. All right, well done, guys. That was like really, really interactive. Really, you guys are on fire today. So thank you so much for that. Now moving forward to the final kind of non-verbal reasoning questions. ठीक है. which is about hidden shapes. Now these are like very easy, इसमें पता नहीं 5 सेकंड भी नहीं लगने चाहिए. It's just that they'll just give you a shape. For example, they'll give you this shape, ठीक है, and they'll give you 4 options. अलग अलग designs, अलग अलग कुछ तो figure बना होगा. You'll just have to, you know, something like this, some shape like this, ठीक है. तो you'll just have to pick that particular shape, that particular answer जहाँ पे this given shape is falling as it is. Now this shape can you know, can actually be in any form. ज़रूरी नहीं है if this is pointing in this direction तो आपके answer figure में भी वो उसी direction में point करे. Like in this one it is pointing upwards, ठीक है. So that also fits. So you just have to find the shape. It can be, you know, pointing or directing towards any direction. So that is what you are supposed to do in the hidden shapes question, right? I'll give you the questions with that will be more clear about it, ठीक है. For example, you just have to find out कि ये जो आपको shape दिया हुआ है यहाँ question में, ये इन options में कहाँ fall कर रहा है, ठीक है. It is a flag like shape. आपको ढूंढना है कि options में ये कहाँ fit कर रहा है. You just have to pick that option. EKT कैसे करें? वेल मैं टेक वाली नहीं हूँ. टेक वाली होती तो एनीवे, बट EKT के लिए भी आई गेस देयर आर लाइक डेडिकेटेड बुक्स, ठीक है. स्पेसिफिक पैटर्न ही होगा आई सपोज, बट आई विल फाइंड आउट अबाउट इट फॉर यू गाइज, ठीक है. OIR का थोड़े से इससे थोड़े डिफरेंट होते हैं. डाइस एंड ऑल वाले क्वेश्चंस वहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा देखने को मिलते हैं, ठीक है. सो दैट इज़ अ लिटिल बिट डिफरेंट, बट OIR इज़ नॉट आवर कंसर्न राइट नाउ. आवर कंसर्न इज़ AFCAT 221, राइट? All right, so you guys are on fire with B, and I have to agree that yes, it is option B here. Okay, this particular figure which is given in the question is right here in this option. You just have to visualize it. Okay, so because it is falling as it is in this particular option, that is why we are going with option number B. Right? Perfect. Moving to question number 2. Again, another figure, a rectangle and a circle which are like, you know, touching each other. You just have to find which option here has this figure. How many bits will come from today's class? Well, questions are going to be at exact same pattern. जिस तरीके के मैंने बताया नॉन वर्बल में इसके अलावा कुछ आएगा ही नहीं. इसी तरह के क्वेश्चन आएंगे, बट अगेन एग्जैक्ट यही क्वेश्चन होगा, सो दैट वुड बी प्योरली लक, बट द पैटर्न वुड बी दिस फॉर श्योर. C. All right, you guys are saying that it is option C, and yes, I have to agree with you. Now you see that in the problem question, you know, this figure is pointing in that direction. It is like horizontally placed, while here you see it placed like this, ठीक है. यहाँ पे placed है ये. It is pointing towards this direction. So keep this in mind. Exam में भी you don't have to worry कि वो figure किस तरीके से placed है. You just have to find the exact figure. That is it, ठीक है. Right. So coming to question number 3. Again, find this figure quickly in the given options. कंटेंट बहुत है सुजित, आई नो जीके में, बट याद करने के अलावा यू डोंट हैव एनी अदर ऑप्शन. Just be sure that you know the specific topics that we are also pointing out, you know, in our videos. Vishali ma'am is pointing out the specific topics of GK. So just go through them carefully और फिर उन्हें learn करना है एक दिन बैठ के बस. That is it. Right. So you guys are saying it is option B. And yes, it is option B. ठीक है. This particular figure जो है आप उसको यहाँ पे देख लीजिए. ये रहा वो फिगर. ना इस तरीके के जो फिगर होते हैं उसमें इन्वर्जन का ध्यान जरूर रखना, ठीक है. जैसे कि यहाँ पे दिस थिंग इज हैपनिंग लाइक दिस, और हो सकता है प्रॉब्लम में आपको वो चीज इस तरीके से दे दे, ठीक है. तो इन्वर्जन का भी ध्यान रखना. डजंट मैटर इन्वर्जन भी है तो भी बस एंटी क्लॉकवाइज और क्लॉकवाइज का ध्यान रखना बस. दैट इज इट. लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल इस वाले क्वेश्चन में यूल सी दैट कि दिस फिगर इज गिवन, ठीक है, और मुझे क्विकली जस्ट टेल मी विच ऑप्शन हैज दिस फिगर एम्बेडेड इन इट. प्लेलिस्ट क्यों नहीं है AFCAT के लिए? वेल आई कन्वे दिस टू टीम. नेहा, आई हैव नो आइडिया अबाउट इट, ठीक है. AFCAT की प्लेलिस्ट आई विल कन्वे दिस टू द टीम. Nicknames of famous personalities, sports. Okay, these are the topics, right? You can, you know, if you see the previous year question papers, you can pretty much make out that. All right, so you're saying that it is option B here, and yes, it is option B here. ठीक है, आपको यहाँ पे clearly ये दिख रहा है ये figure, ठीक है. अब आप देखोगे कि बाकी के ऑप्शंस में भी आप देखो तो यहाँ पे भी दिख रहा है वैसे तो, बट इफ यू लाइक यू नो टर्न इट, तो टर्न करने के बाद ये जो चीज़ है ये इस तरीके से दिखाई देगी, विच इज़ नॉट द सेम एज इट। ठीक है, तो इस चीज़ का ध्यान रखना है। यहाँ पे तो ये एज इट इज़ आपको दिख गया, अगर आपको ऐसे रोटेटेड फॉर्म में भी है तो रोटेटेड बैक टू द ओरिजिनल शेप, और वो क्वेश्चन में जो शेप दी है उसके जैसी एग्जैक्ट दिखनी चाहिए, राइट? सो जस्ट कीप दैट इन योर माइंड। Okay, question number 5. Very easy. Just find this one quickly. It shall like hardly take 1 second or so. Why not A? Exactly. That is what I explained कि A में जो ये figure यहाँ पे आ रहा है, ये जो है ना, this particular figure in the question is like this, है ना? इसका जो पॉइंटेड डायरेक्शन है वो राइट हैंड साइड है नीचे की तरफ, और ए में जो ये फिगर निकल के आ रहा है अगर आप इसको रोटेट करते हो तो वो इस तरीके से बनेगा। मतलब ऐसे आप उसको रोटेट करके देखो क्लॉकवाइज 180 डिग्री घुमा के देखो, तो ये जो उसका पॉइंटेड चीज है दैट इज लाइक लेफ्ट हैंड साइड नीचे आ रहा है, तो वी वांट पॉइंटेड यू नो स्लैंट होके जो पॉइंटेड साइड आ रहा है दैट हैज टू बी राइट हैंड साइड नीचे। सो दैट इज द डिफरेंस दैट आई वांटेड टू यू नो टू कन्वे टू यू। सो इस चीज का ध्यान रखना एग्जाम में, राइट? सो इस वाले में यू गाइज आर एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट, इट इज एब्सोल्युटली विजिबल राइट देयर। ठीक है, ये वाला फिगर इज हिडन हियर, यहाँ पे दिख रहा है क्लियरली, सो दैट इज व्हाई वी हैव टू गो विद ऑप्शन नंबर डी। ठीक है, तो वर्बल एनालॉजी के लिए यू वांट मोर लेक्चर्स, श्योर आई विल डू दैट, ठीक है, इफ टाइम परमिट्स, क्योंकि आई हैव ऑलरेडी गिवन अ काइंड ऑफ अ लेक्चर ऑन दैट, एक प्रीवियस सेशन हम उसका कर चुके हैं, यू विल फाइंड द वीडियो। ठीक है, उसके बाद भी इफ यू वांट मोर क्वेश्चंस ऑफ दैट, श्योर आई विल कम अप विद मोर वीडियोस इफ टाइम परमिट्स। ठीक है, तो अभी फिलहाल फॉर नॉन एज फार एज नॉन वर्बल क्वेश्चंस आर कंसर्न्ड वी आर डन फॉर टुडे। These are your homework questions for the next session. ठीक है, next session में we'll be practicing some maths. ठीक है, mixture allegation करने वाले हैं, how they combine that with profit and loss, percentage and stuff, that we'll be seeing in the next session. So till then, note down the homework questions. This is question number 1 and this is question number 2. So these are the two questions that you're supposed to come that you're supposed to do and come before the next session. Okay, so that is all for today's session. If you have any queries regarding non-verbal reasoning, so you can ask me in the chat section and I'll try to answer them. सीरीज वाले क्वेश्चंस कब आएंगे? सोनाली, वी हैव डन सीरीज वाले क्वेश्चंस बेसिकली एज फार एज नॉन वर्बल इज कंसर्न्ड। वर्बल के लिए सीरीज नहीं किए थे क्योंकि सीरीज से वर्बल में क्वेश्चंस नहीं ही आते हैं। ठीक है, लास्ट में इफ वी गेट टाइम विल प्रैक्टिस लाइक थोड़े से, बट दैट एक्चुअली सीरीज वाले नॉन वर्बल में वो OIR वगैरह SSB में तब ज़्यादा आते हैं या दूसरे एग्जाम्स में आते हैं, बट इफ कैट में जनरली नहीं आते हैं, तो इसलिए उसको भी इतना वेटेज हमने नहीं दिया है इन दीज इनिशियल सेशंस। Why not A and B? In which particular question? Just tell me the question. Why not A and B? Well, thank you guys. Don't thank me. Thank you guys, because you guys are like very interactive, very cheerful, and that actually keeps me going. And you actually help me to make more session, to come up with more sessions. So thank you for that. Thank you for coming. And ऐप पे भी सीरीज वाले क्वेश्चंस नहीं है ज़्यादा। हाँ, वो सीरीज वाले क्वेश्चंस वर्बल में इसीलिए नहीं है क्योंकि वो एफकैट में नहीं आते हैं, पता है, नहीं आते हैं ज़्यादा। previous year questions के लिए any app will, if you just go to the Play Store and you type AFCAT previous year question papers, you'll get a lot of apps which offer that. ठीक है, timing वाला भी and without timing वाला also you can practice there. Current affairs की series, well, Vishali ma'am is covering that for sure on Insight SSB's YouTube channel only. GK के important topics again Vishali ma'am is seeing that. 5 figure वाले questions you want, Sonali? Well, I'm unable to understand exactly क्या 5 figure वाले questions. I guess you're saying 5 figure वाले series questions, right? जहाँ 5 similar figures होते हैं and you have to come up with 6th similar figure. Maybe you're saying that. तो I'll see that. ठीक है, yes, जयंत क्रैश कोर्स चल रहे हैं, so you can apply for that Insight SSB के ऐप पे। तुषार PYQs you'll find Play Store पे, just type, ठीक है, previous year AFCAT question papers, you'll get n number of apps there. सीरीज में प्रॉब्लम है, सीरीज में प्रॉब्लम है, नॉन वर्बल सीरीज में प्रॉब्लम है या क्या? ओके फाइन, लाइक इफ यू गाइज आर सो कंसर्न्ड अबाउट सीरीज वाले क्वेश्चन, आई मेक श्योर दैट आई कम अप विद बोथ वर्बल एंड नॉन वर्बल के सीरीज वाले क्वेश्चन ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा. सो डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट, जस्ट गिव मी अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ टाइम एंड आई कम अप विद दैट इन माई अपकमिंग सेशंस. ऑल राइट. Why not A and B? Last question. Last question. Why not A and B? Uh, Here you have this figure, ठीक है, जहाँ पे more appropriately, sorry, more appropriately, this is like diagonally cutting. I know कि अगर ये circally अगर आप इसको ऐसे कर दोगे तो वो एक horizontal cut आ जाएगा, which you can kind of see here. ठीक है, और here also that is there. But यहाँ पे you have to choose the best option. Now D में this figure is coming as it is. That is why we are going with D. ऐसे तो चारों option में है ये in some form or another. But D में it is coming as it is, the best one. So that is why we are going with the best option. All right. Yes, Sonali, I got your concern. 5 figure वाले में जिसमें 6 figure ढूंढने होते हैं, I'll come up with that. Okay. So question number 1 for homework. You'll have this video saved, here on the channel. You can come up here anytime, rewatch this video, and you'll get these questions. Okay, rewind करके you can see the questions. So that is all. Cutting, folding wale questions, no. If cat में generally they do not come, so don't worry about that. These are like the most different kinds of questions I've come up with in in this session only. These are the type of questions that can come. English speaking is weak. The only key is to practice. ठीक है, वीडियो के स्टार्टिंग में भी बीच में भी कोई पूछ रहा था तो the similar kind of advice from my side. Even I'm learning. ठीक है, even I'm struggling, but that improves with practice only. So yes, that is all for today's session. And if you don't have any doubt regarding the non-verbal reasoning session, ठीक है, non-verbal reasoning session से related अगर कोई doubt नहीं है तो we can end this session here. Maths के tricks, yes, I'll come up with tricks because last session में I understood that you guys are actually looking for tricks and not really the logic. So I'll try कि मैं आपको logic से और tricks से दोनों से समझाऊँ. So just wait for the upcoming session of that. All right, so you don't answer the questions. Great. Okay, I'm so sorry for that, YSG. I am learning. Okay, I'm learning with all of this, so I'll definitely try to improve on that. Fine. No syllogism से भी इतने सारे questions नहीं आते हैं. ठीक है, PYQ, yes, previous year questions, as it is questions repeat होना is luck, but yes, the pattern remains the same. GK videos will come. All right, so that is all from my side today, and thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for being so energetic and so supporting, ठीक है, throughout. And it was a lovely session with you all. I hope to see maximum of you all again in my next session. So good night and take care and keep practicing hard. All right, bye bye.